Hey you guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday, you guys. I have a good video today, a deep video. I'm not gonna be sharing a success story today. I rather do like a chit chat with you, a talk with you, because this week with clients, I see something that comes up a lot with clients lately, and this week this same thing came up multiple times with different people. So I'm gonna be talking about this a specific topic today, and it might hit you, it might wake you up, it might even feel a little like reality check, but I think it's needed. I feel like a download to talk to you guys about it, especially because it's come up so much this last week with my clients. So you guys get your drinks, get your snacks. I don't even remember when's the last time I said that. I have my decor up still. I'm gonna take it down. We had like old Armenian Christmas, Armenian New Year's. It's coming up, old calendar stuff. So that's why I have it up, not because I'm lazy to take it down. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is one thing I've been seeing a lot lately. Honestly, not even just this last week, but this is a pattern with everyone trying to manifest their specific person, manifest the relationship, whatever. So this one is for those of you that you're not just trying to manifest a person or a text or a call. This is for those of you that you keep going through the same thing over and over and over again, whether it's with the same person or a new person. You keep going over the same thing over and over again, where you feel abandoned, you feel let down, you feel not understood, you feel like you're walking on eggshells, you feel like you may know your worth, but your relationship's not reflecting it. I see that all the time. I see that every day. I've even seen that in my old experiences too. So I know what I'm talking about. See, we talk about self-concept so much, right? Like we talk about be your best version of yourself, work on yourself, so it could be reflected back to you. But a lot of people don't talk about like when you work on yourself, but you allow the same cycle to happen over and over again, or the same person to show up for you over and over again in the same way that didn't serve you in the past, that's not you choosing you. That is not you choosing you. That is you hoping that in a very short amount of time, this thing will change right away. But you are not taking into consideration the thoughts and assumptions you have of the person. You are not taking into considerations that you are very still maybe emotional about the thoughts and assumptions you have about this person. Maybe you're not confident about the partnership, right? Because I see that a lot. Like, in temporarily, yes, you want validation from that person. You want to hear from them. You want to call from them. You want to hear that like they still love you or whatever, right? But you forget that like that's the very small part. That's a very small piece. You probably could even call them right now and they could tell you, you know, I love you, I miss you, whatever. Like, yeah, I miss you too, whatever. But that temporary high that you're seeking right now just to calm down is not going to get you the relationship you actually want with them. Or even if you don't want it with them, with someone better, you seeking that temporary high of that little bit of like, let me just calm down the anxiety, let me hear from them, that's not going to make it better. Unfortunately, the hard truth. And I'll tell you why. You actually have to go through these tough times. If you're in a tough time, if you're in a situation where maybe you're in no contact, or maybe you're, I don't know, like you've stepped back, whatever it is with your person, it could even be in a job. It could be even with a family member. If you're in a situation right now where you're in no contact, or you are in contact, but it's not the same, whatever, these times don't just happen randomly. Like, this doesn't come to you randomly, oh, just because you created no contact. No, it comes to you because if you're seeking a level up, if you're really seeking a level up, it's giving you the time and space for you to level up. And what do I mean by level up? I mean starting to know your worth, starting to practice knowing your worth, starting to show up in the world like you know your worth, not seeking someone else's validation, not seeking someone else's approval, not waiting on someone to show you their love for you. It must happen inside of you first. Everything must happen inside of you first. As hard as this may feel, it must happen inside of you first. I had a client this last week. She was kind of like waiting to hear from her SP. And I know it's hard, but in this waiting period is a blessing for you. This waiting period is actually a time for you to learn to go within. When all you want to do is go without and seek without, you must cultivate the feeling of what you're searching for from inside of you. And when you do, that's when it all comes in. And sometimes you don't even need it later. Like, when it comes in within you and you remember who the heck you are, and your power comes back, and you feel like, damn, I'm unstoppable. Like, looking back on your life, you look like, damn, I've been through a lot. I've accomplished a lot, even when I thought I couldn't, or I wouldn't, or whatever, or times were tough, right? And then you realize, I'm getting my mojo back. I'm getting my power back. Like, I'm getting that undefeated feeling back. That's when you bring the power back into you. And that's when you literally get the reflection back from whoever it is that you wanted the reflection from in the first place. Does this make sense? If this makes sense, comment down below. Like, this shows up in a lot of people, like people pleasing. When you are someone that you just want to please the other person, you're scared, you're wondering, oh, if I say this, if I do this, it'll mess up, or maybe they'll get angry, they'll ruin my relationship. I'm finally good with them, I'm finally communicating with them. These are all forms of you not choosing you. These are all forms of you staying weak. These are all forms of you putting someone else on a pedestal, because the little bit you have with them, the little breadcrumbs you have with them, you're trying to keep. But you can have more. You can have more than these little breadcrumbs. You can have more than this little bit of acknowledgement if you choose you on a moment-to-moment, day-to-day basis. I know a lot of women that are scared of communication. I know a lot of women that are scared to speak up. I know a lot of people that they just go on their life people pleasing because they don't want to feel the discomfort. They don't want to feel discomfort. They don't want to take a risk and see what's on the other side of that discomfort because it doesn't feel good. And sometimes you're forced into it. Sometimes you're forced into no contact. Sometimes you're forced into, separation, whatever. But how you handle it is what determines the future. literally. So how you're handling your situation right now should be your number one priority, not what you should do to get more, not what you should do to people please, not what you should do to fix it. The only thing you should do is know you're worthy and know who the heck you are, regardless of what's going on in your life. Regardless of what's going on in your life. You know, I remember a long time ago, like when I would go through like crazy, heartaches and breakups, whatever. I remember one time one of my friends, like when I was really bad, one of my friends was like, Ani, like you don't even know like who you are and what you bring to the table, do you? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I can't think of that right now, right? Because when you're so like worried about someone else's opinion and validation and you need them back, whatever, like I was like, I don't feel anything right now. I don't feel that. Literally, my friend was like, you are so freaking rare. I wish you could see it right now, but you can't because you're so worried about putting someone else on the pedestal. And we've all gone through that, right? Like we've all gone through moments of like worry, doubt, fear. What if this thing doesn't work out for me, right? But the worst thing you could do is forget who you are. And I know this sounds so cliche, like know who you are, love who you are, remember who you are, but you don't do it. You literally don't do it. And I see it every day. I see it in people every day. New clients, old clients, people I've never worked before, even in the comments. Like when you're in a state of lack, everything feels bad to you. When you're in a state of lack, everything feels like you have to fix it right now. Everything feels like you have to fix it. You have to control it. You have to make it work. No, you don't. No, you don't. The only thing you need to fix is how you see yourself if you're in that moment right now. And another thing I'm going to tell you that is going to feel maybe like a reality check is if you don't work on yourself now, and if you don't fix those feelings within right now and you keep putting someone else on a pedestal and you keep wishing, hoping, praying that things work out with you right now, like if you're in that lack state of mind, you're going to keep experiencing the same thing with the same person over and over and over and over again until you have the guts to actually put yourself on a pedestal. And sometimes doing that means being alone. So those of you that have experience right now being alone, that's not a, you don't look at it as a nightmare. Look at it as a blessing because you are being given this time to literally level up and remember who the hell you are, because you've been giving too much outside of you and you're expecting for something in return, and it doesn't work that way. If this resonates with you, comment down below. If this feels like it's for you, comment down below, because I talk to people every day and everyone is going through a very similar situation. They feel like they feel like they're with someone that they're putting on a pedestal, or that person's not showing up properly for them, or that person's words is not matching their actions. That goes on all the time, you guys. That goes on all the time. You know why? Because when you first meet that person, you're probably not in the right state of mind either. You're probably in your people-pleasing mode, And then once you realize that it shouldn't be that way, you're either in no contact realizing that, or you're going through it with that person, and then you're realizing that, and you're realizing that I need to step back, literally. And then you realize I'm here, but I was acting like I was here. And I was doing that because I was looking outside of me for what's already in me. And that's why people go through this over and over and over again. Now, you're probably thinking, can I fix it? Yes, you can fix it. If you are right now in a situation where you're feeling lost, worried, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, whatever, use this time for you. I can guarantee you the life you want and the life you're living right now probably isn't matching up, because you've probably abandoned yourself over and over and over and over again to please someone else. Or, don't get me wrong, you guys, like, it doesn't always necessarily have to mean like your SP is a jerk or they're a bad person or whatever. Like, don't take it the wrong way. But it doesn't even have to do with the person you're dealing with. It has to do with how you're showing up for yourself or how you're abandoning yourself. You know, it never really has to do with that other person. Sometimes the same type of person can show up in different bodies, and you have to learn the same lesson over and over again until you're tired of it. So it's never really the person you're dealing with. It's how you are navigating your life. How are you navigating your life? Like, when are you going to be tired of pleasing for someone else's peace? Where's your peace? You know, I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of you don't know that you are not choosing you throughout your day and you're abandoning yourself because it could be so subtle. It could be so subtle. It could even be a conversation you're not willing to have because you're afraid of where that conversation will go, because your self-concept is not being worked on, or your your self-esteem feels so low that, again, even in that thought of, oh, let me not mention this to this person because it might not end up the way I want because I need their validation. You know what I mean? Like, I hope I'm not all over the place, but I'm trying to like take all the clients I met this last week, the last 2 weeks, and really like what everyone was going through was very similar. And it's the kind of, what do you call it? The subject or the pattern was literally abandoning yourself for another person. Or what I see a lot too is people abandon themselves because they have children, or I have to stay with this person because I have children with them. And like, even though like I'm not living the best quality of my life, you know, like mentally I'm not all like regulated and all there because of this person, but I have to stay with this person because I have children with them. Like, I hear that a lot too. And you need to work on yourself, because even choosing something that takes you out of your peace over and over and over again, that's not you choosing you. And when you don't choose you, you're clearly telling your subconscious mind, everyone else comes before me. Like, so keep showing me that, universe, keep showing me situations where everyone else comes before me. Keep showing me situations where I'm going to be abandoned. Keep showing me situations where I'm going to get hurt. Like, that's literally what you tell your brain to navigate you to when you do that. You self-sabotage, you abandon. Like, when you learn to follow your heart, your intuition, your passions, the things that make you feel good, even when you're alone, you won't be alone. you will find perfect partner, or the person you're dealing with will level up. But as for now, if you keep settling and settling and settling, oh my God, I'm in a situation where I just want to hear my SP's voice. I just want to talk to them. I just want to know they're okay. Like, no. No, 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 no. You are kind of, the time you're given to level up, the chance you're given, the opportunity you're given to level up, you're smashing it and saying, no, let me just go back to my old ways and hopefully it'll change. No, because your subconscious mind is still the same. The assumptions, beliefs, thoughts, worries, they're still the same. They're still the same. That's why I don't believe in like, oh, manifest the text overnight. Yeah, you can. You guys, I've literally been in situations where me and the person can't be together, but they're blowing up my phone like crazy. And they can't, they need to hear from me. They can't get enough of me. They want to see me. But when your self-concept is high, and I've gone through this with SP, when your self-concept is high, those text messages, those calls, I need to see you, I love you so much, those things aren't something you're surprised of. You understand? Because you know your worth. You know, like, yeah, like this is how it's supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to be treated. Like, I'm not surprised that this person is trying to get me back. I'm not surprised that this person is trying to call me, text me, get validation from me. I'm not surprised. When your self-concept is there, that's how you're gonna feel. But when your self-concept is here, you're always anxious. You're always worried. So you should be in a place, you should work up yourself to be in a place where I'm not surprised that this person came back in like a day. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, and for some of you, it's maybe not a day. For some of you, maybe it's a week. For some of you, maybe they come back in a month. Whatever it is. For those of you that haven't heard from your SPs yet, don't worry. Don't worry. You have to work on having the mentality and the self-concept of, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. You know what I mean? Because you know who the hell you are. Like, this is my message to you. This is my message to you. No matter what happens, no matter what happens in life, no matter what happens in your relationships or whatever, you need to build up this attitude about yourself, because you are the most precious thing. Like, you literally, in your universe, you are the most precious. That's how universe sees you. That's how God sees you. That's how universe sees you. So you need to start seeing yourself that way. No matter what happens, you work on your self-concept being to a point where I'm not surprised. Even when you get to a place of, okay, like, yeah, I'm happy my SP came back. I'm happy they're validating me again. This is kind of what I wanted. Yeah, I wanted this when I was in lack. I wanted this when I was worried and tripping out and feeling pain, whatever. But I'm not surprised, because I know who the F I am. I know what the hell I bring to the table. And I know how rare I am. So please remember that. Please remember that you always come first. You come first. And everything else will match your energy when you come first. Does this resonate with you? If it does, comment down below, you guys. I hope this video helped. I didn't pre-plan this video, actually. I just thought, right before sitting in front of the camera, I thought, this is a pattern that's happening the last few weeks with people, and a lot. And this is what I want to talk about, because a lot of you guys are just so feeling like low right now about yourself, because maybe I don't know, you had an argument with your person, you fought, you're not together, whatever it is, and you're feeling so scared. And it's natural, you're human to feel these things, right? But this is like a blessing to remind you of who the hell you are. Get your butt back up. Get your butt up. Remind yourself of who the heck you are. Whatever it takes for you to remember, you must do it. You must do it. Because if not you, then who? Like, this is your universe. Everything revolves around you anyway. Like, you're on the pedestal first. Like, why are you taking yourself off the pedestal and putting someone else on the pedestal? It doesn't make sense. You guys got this. I love you. I hope this video helped. We'll see you in the next video.